What's up guys, this is Cher talking, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be making a full review for our special guest. That is Ultra Deluxe Galahad Ice Cream Bar. That's right, this is not a joke, it's a meme character for sure, but Galahad is not here for a play. He's here to do damage, he's here to be the star of his own banner. This character is just so much fun. Okay, let's go to rsdb.com, and Galahad is a great sword user, or maybe an ice cream user. You guess. Well, there are 4 different styles of this character so far. And the first one was on welfare that you had to decide upon this style or a weapon. Well, it returned once, and it does have some inheritance options, but I'll talk about that later. Then we got the first UDX style that was pretty average when it got released, and now we got a new S style as well during the event. And let's talk about the ice cream version. We have 116% STR, that's pretty high. We have 120 already, but that's good enough. His agility is 100%, and you can see that he was made to be a farmer. But look on his endurance, that's 102%. Pretty high as well, and his will is now 82%. That means that he can actually take some damage. The other status suffer a lot, but well, at least his dexterity is 79. That's good enough to just never miss. Now let's look on his passive. High Protect Tension increases damage potential by 20% at all times and reduces damage taken by 30% at all time. Then we have Action Switch. This is an amazing type of passive that has 4 different effects. 2 are related to slash attacks. It will grant himself an attack boost, increasing damage by 10%, lasts for 3 turns, then stacks. Will also recover 2 points of BP. This is important. Then the second effect, when attacking with cold attacks, he will grant himself defense boost that increases damage by 20%, lasts for 3 turns, stack with itself, and will also recover HP by around 170s. Well, 4 different effects. Let me tell you. All of his attacks are slashing code, so he will trigger this all the time to allow him to do more damage and sustain better and get more BP to have good cycles. Then the first passive is called Another Stick. Cold damage attack increases by 20%. Like I said, all of his attacks have cold, so 40% increase in damage on total. And when attacking on the first time on a round, he's going to chase with Icy Wind. Well, but only on rank 1, so the damage will be inferior to a maxed version of this skill. But what is Icy Wind? This is a full AoE fast attack that uses slashing cold damage with C power and 19 mod. That's pretty shy of B power, so the damage is pretty nice, and it's fast. Well, when you use Ice Wind on the start of a wave, he's gonna follow up with another Icy Wind. Well, at least you have 1 attack boost to increase a little the damage of the second hit, but the second hit will always do less than the first because the first one will be on rank 99 when you fully train the character. But, well, here we need to talk about something. Double attacks with C power equalizes something like double S power. Double S power when you are using a strong weapon. Well, he's gonna get a free weapon on an event that is Double S, has high weapon power, and it carries a special type of Master Stone that increases damage by 70% at all times. So it's pretty easy to get him to max potential. If you have the Remembrance Great Sword, it's gonna do a little more damage even, but everyone will be able to get lots of damage from the character. Now, good thing, when you use Icy Wind on the start of a wave and he follows up, well, you will recover 7 BP. 3 on the end of the turn, 2 plus 2 by using slash attacks. So on the next wave, he will be able to use Icy Wind again and as much as you want as long as you are entering a new wave. For story mode, we have 3 waves. Well, this attack is actually very similar to what we got with Arthur. Arthur is a character that has a chase mechanic. He uses Talon, a C power attack, also on rank 1. He also has 40% damage passives, but he self-buffs on the start of turn. But in his case, he opens with slash attack and then chases with heat and blunt. That means that it was always hard for him to hit weaknesses with both hits. The enemy will need to be weak to slash at least in one of the other 2 elements. So even then, sometimes he would just do so much damage that he was capable of soloing story stages. And when he launched it, also some event stages too. But now that's not the case anymore. Some enemies have so much HP that you need to use specific attacks like column attacks if they are aligning in a column, or row attacks when they are aligning in a row, because then you have stronger attacks to use with cheaper cost. Now, Galahad will be doing very good damage even when attacking enemies aligned in a row or in a column, because in the end, the damage potential here is similar to double S. Sometimes it's enough to just kill waves of enemies. Well, he also has a single target attack called Ice Crush. For 90 BP, you have slashing cold damage, triple S power, and 60 mod. But before he attacks, he buffs morale up by 40%, and then it lasts for 2 turns. Right after that, he attacks. That means that the end result is the same as a 4S attack for only 9 BP. That's pretty big. And it's actually the same setup as the latest version of Noel. As you can see, Maple Storm deals the same, but it only has slash damage. His version has cold, that's why it's 9 BP instead of 8. Noel has some passives that allow him to use this attack even 3 times in a row in a Dragoon Stance X formation, while Galahad will only be able to use this 2 times in a row on Dragoon Stance X. Because you use Ice Crush, you're gonna get the free chase attack. That means that he deals more damage than Noel. Besides Noel, I do believe that there's some small competition with Silver, because in her UDX style, she has Seal Roaring Dragon Kick. That is a triple S attack with 68 mod. She buffs herself for morale up extreme, that is 50%. Her damage output is amazing, and she also has a chase attack. In the end, they will do similar damage, to be honest, because he has more damage passives, and she has better BP generation for long run. And Silver has much better damage against boss fights because she will just chase 2 times with the use of the Dragon Force support skill. But this Galahad also works for boss fights, but we'll need to discuss that right now. Skill number 1 is called Coveted Ice Cream Bar. For free, you have a support skill that gives him attack boost, increasing damage by 10% on rank 1, 15% on rank 99. You have to manually level this up to reach max potential. But also applies defense boost, decreasing damage by 15%. That will be the same on rank 1 or rank 99. You don't need to level up. And will recover a random amount of user BP between 1 and 10. Well, this is amazing. Compare this to something like Golden Ball's Kiai, and you see how insane this is. Well, she gets 25% morale up and guard up. Okay, but actually the guard up is unnecessary since she uses Shrine Dance. But she only gets 1 BP and increases damage by 25, but she never actually uses. So Galahad buffs last for 3 turns. He would take advantage of this, and he can recover much more than just 1. We can say that the average value will be 5 or 6. So this will help him nuke more often. Now, when you open a fight in Remembrance, you can just use Ice Crush on turn 1, and then he's going to chase once. That means on turn 2, he will have 8 BP. Then you can use Coveted Ice Cream Bar once. We don't know how much BP he will get, but he will have enough to at least use Ice Crush there. And then you will use Coveted Ice Cream Bar again when you feel that you need extra BP to nuke. And when you get close to 20, you can also use Ice Crush many times in a row. Well, the character is strong, and he's also always sustainable since when you're not triggering action switch, you can still get both attack and defense boost with use of Coveted Ice Cream Bar. You can also do something else. You can go for his first UDX style and inherit Glacial Sword so that you can keep the damage all the time. This one uses only 2 BP for a C power attack. That means that he still gets 3 BP extra. But in that case, he will nuke less often. I think that Coveted Ice Cream Bar is good enough. You can also inherit the Healing Blade skill from his S style. This way you get 5 BP instead of just 2. You will lose the defense boost in the self-heal, but you get the self-heal from the skill itself, so you're not losing much. If you don't need the extra defense boost, this will allow him to go for nuke, Healing Blade, and keep this cycle going. As for inheritance, there is another one that makes sense that comes from his Well, first style, that is Winter Storm. For 13 BP, you have a fast attack as well, with a power and 31 mod. So if you want to use this, you should leave skill number 3, Ice Crush, here as it is on 9 or 10 BP. And then you will just have to place in on the back row of Magia Fight, for example. You place someone in the front line that can finish a wave, and then on the second wave, you will use Winter Storm, and after Winter Storm, you will use the Icy Wind as a follow-up. Sadly, here you only recovers 5 VP because Winter Storm is cold only, but in these scenarios, I guess you are just using Galahad for the second wave to just deal extra damage if the enemies have lots of HP. So it's an interesting cycle as well. Still talking about cycles, you can also open the fight if there's only one enemy. Use Ice Crush on turn 1, and then if there are multiple enemies on the second wave, you can use Icy Wind right after. There's also another type of cycle that is, well, leave Ice Crush on 11 and leave Icy Wind on 7. Use the Dragoon Stance X formation and, well, Icy Wind will go first, and then on the second turn he's going to use Ice Crush on the second wave. That means that it will help in scenarios where we have many enemies on the first wave and only one boss on the second wave. But again, you only have a second slot for agility characters, but may still work from time to time. Also, for some story stages that have first and second wave with multiple enemies, but the third wave has a single boss, you can leave Ice Crush on 12, place in on the front line of a Dragoon Stance X formation, and after 2 Icy Winds, he's going to use Ice Crush on the third wave. And the final inheritance is Freeze Spike. This is a 7 VP support that makes him enter a Freeze Spike stance. Well, when he gets directly attacked, he's going to counter with a B power attack in 27 mod that only carries cold damage. So he will lose the BP recover, but he will get the defense boost medium and the self-healing. But it will depend. The enemy have to attack him directly. He will become a very good tank if there are multiple enemies doing the same. It's more of a novelty. The good thing is that this stance lasts for 4 turns. So you can inherit this, use on turn 1, and then just use him as you normally would. And then after 4 turns, you use that again. Well, I guess this covers the character. I believe that he's a pretty strong farmer with access to very good cycles and still works pretty well for members. It's an investment for the both fronts. And since he has 5% chances to be summoned, well, you could say that the average luck will need 6,000 gems to get the character. A very good luck may get him in 3,000, and a bad luck may get him who knows when. So don't curse me just because I said the character is good. So in the end, is it worth summoning for Galahad? Well, the answer is yes, and he's going to take a silver award just like the mountains behind his back. A very good and fun character to use that just has very good value because of the cost. So I'll be summoning for him, I just don't know exactly when, but I'm all in for that. But that's my opinion. What is yours? Please say here in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't. And click the like button if you enjoyed this. I hope to see you soon in the next video or live stream. Bye.